Hello and welcome to Synapse NG, the platform where science meets society, where innovation meets responsibility, and where critical conversations shape the future of Africa. I'm your host, Dr. Akimbo Bola Oditoju, and today I am so excited because on today's episode, it addresses uh, a subject that underpins every scientific breakthrough, every medical decision, and every research policy that affects human lives. Talking about bioethics. As Nigeria advances in biotechnology, public health research, genomics, and emerging biomedical technologies, one fundamental question continues to confront us. How do we ensure that scientific progress is guided by ethics, justice, and respect for human dignity? To help us navigate this question, I am deeply honored to host a woman whose work has not only advanced bioethics scholarship, but has institutionalized bioethics in Nigeria. Our guest today is Dr. Chitu Princewill. Dr. Princewill is a research director and the director of the Special Duties Department at the National Biotechnology Research and Development Agency, Abuja, Nigeria. She also serves as the head of secretariat of the National Bioethics Committee of Nigeria, NABEC, and the focal person for Nigeria, UNESCO Bioethics. She holds a Doctor of Science and Medicine degree in biomedical ethics from the Institute of Biomedical Ethics, University of Basel, Switzerland, a program she completed under the sponsorship of the Romkaf Farrant St. Clara Social Dienst, Basel, Switzerland. Dr. Princewill also holds a master's level certificate in biosafety from the Institute for Gene Ecology, University of Tromsø, Norway, sponsored by the Norwegian government. She earned her master's degree in bioethics from the University of Ibadan, sponsored by the West African Bioethics Program, the United States National Institute of Health, the Forgati International Center, and the National Human Genome Research Institute. Her academic journey began with a bachelor's degree in applied biochemistry from Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka in Anambra State. Notably, Dr. Chitu Princewill is the first person to earn a doctorate in biomedical ethics in Nigeria. She is also the first vice president of the Ethics Technical Working Group for the West African Integrated Vector Management Program, a regional initiative aimed at eradicating malaria in West Africa using gene drive technology. In addition, she served as the first international Anglophone rapporteur for the African Regional Bioethics Program. Dr. Princewill completed her doctorate studies at the University of Basel in a record time of 2 years and 7 months, making her the first African and the second student in the history of the institution to achieve this feat. Her doctoral thesis on women's autonomy and reproductive rights was nominated for the prestigious Emily Lucy Praise Award in 2017 at the University of Basel. Furthermore, her abstract on the role of education, culture, and religion in domestic violence against women in Nigeria was shortlisted for the Ehrenreich Prize at the 2020 World Congress of Bioethics, held at the University of Pennsylvania, United States of America. Beyond academia, Dr. Princewill successfully coordinated the development of Nigeria's national bioethics framework and policy document, and played a key role in the establishment of the National Bioethics Committee of Nigeria. Her research interests span ethical issues across multiple disciplines. She has published several academic papers and has participated in numerous national and international conferences. She is known for possessing a clear and logical mind, a practical approach to problem solving, and a strong drive to see work through to completion. Her personal qualities include courage, integrity, honesty, and a goal-oriented mindset. Dr. Chitu Princewill, it is truly an honor to welcome you to Synapse NG. Now, beginning with national bioethics architecture, you successfully coordinated the development of Nigeria's national bioethics framework and the establishment of the National Bioethics Committee. I must say congratulations on that. What ethical challenges in Nigeria made this framework necessary? And what risk were we facing as a country before these structures were put in place?
Thank you very much. I don't know if urgently needed is the right word, but why was it needed? Yeah, Nigeria became a member state of UNESCO in 1960, November 1960 actually. So it's like a month after independence. And in 2005, Nigeria signed and ratified the 2005 UNESCO Declaration on Bioethics and Human Rights. And that declaration affirms that member states should establish a National Bioethics Committee that is multidisciplinary, pluralist, and independent. And to establish this National Bioethics Committee, a framework is needed. What is a framework? A framework is a set of rules that will help you or guide you to achieve your project. So this framework was needed for the establishment of the National Bioethics Committee. In 2009, the federal government invited UNESCO to begin the process of the establishment of the National Bioethics Committee. But since 2009 until 2023, nothing happened. So it was in that 2023 that the National Bioethics Committee was established. So the framework was an important instrument to the establishment of the National Bioethics Committee. And without the National Bioethics Committee in place, Nigeria as a member state of UNESCO will not be active, will not be an active member, will not benefit from other member states and UNESCO, like education of people in bioethics, stepping in when there are ethical challenges in the country, and also funds available for member states. Nigeria will not be able to access any of the international benefits from UNESCO if the National Bioethics Committee was not established.
Thank you, Doc. That was such a great work you did there. Now, looking at biotechnology and gene drive ethics, you serve as the first vice president of the Ethics Technical Working Group for the West African Integrated Vector Management Program, which explores gene drive technology to eradicate malaria. From an ethical standpoint, how should Nigeria and West Africa navigate community consent, environmental responsibility, and long-term risk in deploying such powerful technologies?
Okay, thank you. One of the key points of bioethics is to mediate between societal concerns and scientific innovations. Bioethics ensures that science does not take preeminence over human life. Bioethics protects dignity, the fundamental freedom and rights of people. Now, to do research in any of these fields you have mentioned, it's not a problem. The problem is if the risk outweighs the benefits. And that is why you have the National Bioethics Committee. The Ethics Committee ensures that science does not destroy life. That science does not, place its innovation before the human being. So that's how bioethics ensures that culture is protected, the human being is protected, the society is protected. Every research project must go through the ethics committee. Okay. The ethics committee will go through it. And what does the ethics committee look at in proposals or projects? we have the key points that we look at in bioethics. It's called the Belmont principle. Okay. So you have the autonomy, sometimes referred to as respect for person. You have beneficence, which is do good. Okay. You have non-maleficence, which is do no harm. And then you have justice, which means fairness. Whatever you're producing must benefit those you have used. The ethics committee ensures that people are not used as guinea pigs. They ensure that research participants are protected. They ensure that whatever research you're doing, the benefit outweighs the risk. And they also ensure that every participant that joins a research group does it voluntarily, okay, and with the participants' consent. For example, gene-drive technology is used for the eradication of Anopheles mosquito. That's the mosquito that causes malaria. Yes. There's nothing wrong with that. But if it is done with the worst of intentions, that is where there's a problem, and the ethics committee will not allow it. Bioethics will not allow it. So that's how we ensure protection of human beings, culture, and lives.
Thank you, Doc. Let's talk about women, autonomy, and society. Your doctoral research on women's autonomy and reproductive rights received international recognition, and your work has also examined the influence of education, culture, and religion on domestic violence in Nigeria. Now, in your view, where does Nigeria currently stand ethically in protecting women's autonomy and reproductive rights, and what must change?
The biggest problem is generally Africa as a continent sees the woman as a second fiddle. That's the biggest problem. In Africa, everything is done for the men. Everything is done to protect the man. For example, why do we do circumcision of women in Africa? If you ask, they'll say, oh, they don't want the woman to be promiscuous. They want the woman to be there for the man. It's to protect the man. Why would a man tell the wife, you must have 6 children, you must have 7 children, without asking the woman, without thinking of the woman's health? I'll give you an example of something that happened recently in Imo State. There's this lady that went through CS 4 times. Wow. She has 3 girls and a boy. And the husband insisted that she must get pregnant again because one boy is not enough.
Wow.
And she said, no, I have already taken enough risk to go through the cesarean session 4 times. And he said, oh, if you don't want to do it, then I get another wife. And the wife said, okay, you can get another wife. And he went home, reports the woman to the family, and the family does not see anything wrong in what the man is doing. They insisted, and she said no. So he left her, went to the village, got married to another woman because he wants more male children. What is even the guarantee that the new wife will give him the desired male children he wants? But unfortunately, 6 months into the marriage, he died.
Wow.
He died last month. Now the whole family is saying the woman is responsible. I'm sure you're familiar with this kind of thing.
That's true.
I own my body. Marriage does not give you the right to treat my body the way you want. There is nothing that makes the man superior to the woman or the woman superior to the man. We are made in different ways. We have our different functions. There are things I can do as a woman that you cannot do.
That's true.
There are things a man can do that I cannot do. We're not talking about equality here. We're talking about equity. Respecting each other for who we are, for our biological differences, and for differences not done by us. Why would I constantly be beaten by my husband and nobody sees anything wrong in it. The church will say, pray for your husband. The family will say, go and be a good wife to your husband. The society will say, why are you treating your husband? What have you done that made your husband beat you? It's my body. How many times I want to have sex is my body. How many children I want, it's my body. Yep. But we can come to a compromise and agree. If I have 3 girls and I don't have a boy, and you insist that I must have a boy, I must have a male child, because in Africa, 1 male child is equal to 100 female children.
Unfortunately so.
Unfortunately so. Which shouldn't be. Every child should be respected equally. I hear that in some ethnic groups in Nigeria, the female children do not inherit anything. So all I'm saying is give women the autonomy to take care of themselves, their bodies, to manage their bodies the way they deem fit. In Africa, rape in marriage is not considered an offense. In Africa, they feel that, the men feel that, or the society feels that once a man has paid the bride price, the man owns the woman.
Like a property.
Like a property. It shouldn't be so. After all, in Asia, women pay dowry to men. Still, the men dominate the women. So why does the dowry the woman pays in Asia not give the woman the right to control the man? It's all cultural thing. For me, it's cultural nonsense. I own my body. That I'm married to you does not mean that you treat me anyhow. A lot of us are Christians. The Bible says, for this reason shall a man leave his father and his mother and cleave to his wife. But it's the other way around. It is the woman who leaves the father and the mother and clings to the husband. And nobody sees anything wrong with that. If the Bible had said, for this reason shall a woman leave the father and the mother, oh dear, the preachers will escalate it. You go to church at weddings, it's hammering on the woman. Wives, respect your husband. Wives, respect your husband. They all stop there, but they don't complete it. It says, wives, respect your husband as it is meet unto the Lord. Which means as long as it is in right standing with God. As long as, if Christ were to be here, that thing you want your wife to do, that's what you would do if Christ were to be here. But they just take the first part, wives, submit to your husband. The same Bible also says, submit yourself one to another. Oh, but no, they will not talk about that. The same Bible says that a woman is not bound by an unbelieving husband. No, they will not talk about that.
This is wonderful.
But they will hammer on the one that concerns the woman. The part of the Bible that says a man who cannot provide for his family is worse than an infidel, they say is generic. That man then means man and woman. If God actually wanted the woman to do the whole work, Eve would not have been made when the garden was already perfect. Everything was perfect. God looked at everything he made and said, it's perfect. But one thing was missing, the woman, to suit the emotional need of the man, but not to be the burden bearer, not to be beaten, not to do most of the work. Today, women do most of the work. Still, you expect the woman to submit even when she's dying. That's just all I'm saying. Let women have autonomy over their body. It does not disrespect the man in any way.
Thank you so much, Doc. Thank you. Talking about emerging ethical frontiers, as the head of Secretariat of the National Bioethics Committee and Nigeria's UNESCO Bioethics Focal Person, what ethical issues in science and medicine concern you most today as new technologies rapidly emerge?
Oh, well, the truth is there is no ethical issue that keeps me awake. nothing keeps me awake. But if you ask what
Yes.
ethical issues bother me,
Okay.
I would say sales of human parts,
Mm.
human organ,
Mm.
the things that take place in the hospitals and nobody is talking. We have the National Bioethics Committee, the National Bioethics Society of Nigeria.
Okay.
We have that. We have the National Health Research Ethics Committee. We have the National Bioethics Committee. But things are going on in the country like nothing is happening. All we do is conferences, webinar. Nobody is asking questions. Nobody is looking at the societal ethical challenges that we're facing. Nobody is looking at the ethical medical challenges that we're facing. The things happening in the hospitals, the things patients report, the Boko Haram, the militancy, the corruption, nobody is talking. It's like there is no bioethics in Nigeria, like nothing is happening. Well, I would say maybe there is no funding. Like for the National Bioethics Committee, there is no funding. We're still trying to get the National Bioethics Committee into the budget line. And for the National Health Research Ethics Committee, I don't know if they have funding. So most of these ethics committees and associations are just struggling to stay afloat. And we need legal backing. I don't know if we have the legal backing to clamp down on anyone that does anything that is not right.
Wow, what a time we've had on the program today. Dr. Chitu, thank you for this deeply enriching conversation and for your pioneering work in ensuring that Nigeria's scientific progress is firmly grounded in ethics, responsibility, and respect for humanity.
Thank you very much.
Today's discussion reminds us that science does not exist in isolation. It exists within society, culture, and lived human experience. And without ethics, innovation loses its moral compass. To our viewers, if there is one takeaway from today's episode, it is this: the future of Nigerian science must be both innovative and humane. I am Dr. Akinwobolo Titoju, and this has been Synapse NG, where science meets conscience. Until I see you again next time, stay curious. Bye.